marinate for a minimum of 4 hours.
Yeah. Wow.
Hooray!
That hole number 2?
Yes.
I'm Brad Carter from Carter's and Moseley in Birmingham. Today I'm in the Gozney kitchen, cooking a recipe straight out of my new book, Staff. It's Korean chicken and we're going to cook it all on the Roccbox. First thing we need to do is marinate the chicken. We've taken the legs and they're completely boneless. So we just left on the skin with the leg meat intact. Take the brown sugar and the salt. Blackening seasoning, sometimes known as Cajun. The special move is the Korean red chili flakes. These used a lot in Korean cooking, most notably to make kimchi. This is a marinade you could make well in advance as well, and then keep it in your dry stores as something you could go to as a seasoning for other things as well as the chicken. We're going to toss it over the chicken. Some of the excess that falls off we can reintroduce back onto the flesh side. Nice even covering over the chicken. So the chicken's now marinated. We're going to put that into the fridge for a minimum of 4 hours. And remember, at this stage, you've been handling raw chicken. So you want to wash your hands and then cling film it, and then it's good to go away. The next stage for the chicken recipe, we're going to make something called magic paste. So we're going to start by blending the garlic and the ginger together, along with the fennel. Next, we're going to add some of the Korean chili. Next stage to the magic paste, we're going to add some fish sauce, the salty, fermented sauce that you find a lot in Thai cooking and Korean cooking. These are all familiar flavours in Korean cooking, and we do this as a paste to brush on the meat after it's cooked when it comes out of the Roccbox. The last part of the magic paste is sesame oil. So this is taken from sesame seeds, pressed, and then we get this amazing aromatic oil. If I ever use this, especially in this recipe, it's great to add it at the end because you don't blend out any of that aromatics in the oil and not use it for cooking. This is a finishing paste that gives us loads and loads of taste. It's absolutely amazing, delicious, and it keeps up to around about 2 weeks in the fridge, which is even better. So we're going to make the Choripdong flatbread. So the first stage of making the dough for the flatbread is you want to take the yeast and mix it in the water along with the honey. It's a little bit of food for the yeast. We're going to mix this now and leave it for a couple of minutes in a warm place, and that's going to activate the yeast. So we're going to start by putting the flour in the mixer and then put it on low just while we add the yeasted water. We're highlighting some of the lovely flavours that are in the chicken. Korean red pepper flakes, we've got some coriander seeds, some cumin and some black onion seeds, and then salt. The seeds we're going to leave whole, so when we eat the bread along with the chicken, we're going to get this amazing little pops and crunch and spice flavours. We're going to add the salt now. I like to put it in half, let that incorporate, and then add the rest of the salt. And we're adding the black onion seeds, some of the cumin seeds, some of the coriander, and lastly, this is what makes it, the Korean red pepper. It gives it a really nice little red blush. We're just going to mix that for around 3 minutes till it's elastic and completely incorporated. So after 3 minutes, the dough should look really well incorporated and completely elastic and smooth now. The next step now is to leave this dough covered in this bowl for 10 minutes to allow the flour and the water and everything to bond together. So the dough's been left to rest for 10 minutes now. So the next step is to just give it a quick knead, around 30 seconds, just to knock it back. And then we're going to put it in this oil container, and then we're going to put it in here, leave it at room temperature to ferment for around about 45 minutes to an hour. So the dough's had its rise for 45 minutes to an hour. Now you can see it's doubled in size. What we're going to do is we're going to take the dough out and we're going to weigh 2 flatbreads into 130 gram balls each. After we put the 2 dough balls into the tray, lightly floured, we're just going to leave them now to prove for their last time, so they're doubled in size in their size format that they're going to be cooked in the Roccbox. So now the chicken's been marinating for 4 hours in the rub. We're going to start to skewer it on the skewer so we can cook it in the Roccbox. So we want to do that by starting on the one end and then interweaving the chicken onto the skewer. So we're just folding each time as we're doing it. As before, now you've been handling the raw chicken, you want to wash your hands, get rid of the rub, and then you're ready to go cook the chicken in the Roccbox. So we're going to put them straight in on the tray, and then keep moving and rotating the chicken every couple of minutes just so we get a nice even colour all the way around and we don't get any wet spots underneath. The temp of the Roccbox is around about 300 to 350. You want it quite high for this because you really want to get some colour on that chicken and you really want to cook it as fast as possible to keep all that juice and flavour inside the chicken. Starting to get a nice bit of colour on the chicken there. It's a good time to flip the skewers over. So after about 8 minutes, you see the chicken's perfectly cooked. It's got an amazing char on the outside and the smells coming off the rub are amazing. And we've got this lovely juicy meat inside underneath all this rub on the crispy skin. So after about half an hour to 45 minutes, you can see the dough balls are now doubled in size and they're ready to be cooked into the flatbreads in the Roccbox. We're going to take our Roccbox peel, just flour it up ever so slightly, just a little bit. Then we're going to take our flatbread, which you can see is really aerated, really gassy, and that's exactly what we want. That's going to give us our texture when we cook it. And then we're literally just we're not going to push any of the energy out that we've built up and make it shaped, kind of pizza style. Just flour our hands slightly. I'm just going to shape it out. So we've got this lovely edge as well, which is hopefully going to puff up and give us a nice little bit of chew. Straight onto the Roccbox peel. And then we're going to go straight on the floor and cook the flatbread. This should take 1 to 2 minutes. I'm just going to use the Gozney rotating peel as well, just to move it around a little. So we get an even cook on the bread all the way around. And then we just move it up to the flame, just to get that last little bit of colour on there. There's flatbread, 1 minute, and we got an amazing flatbread. I love the charred bits, that's what the flavour. Amazing Roccbox, cooking chicken, flatbread all in one go. Everybody needs one. We've cooked off the flatbread, we've cooked off the chicken, we made the magic paste. It's so amazing, aromatic smell. And we're just gonna finish the chicken that we've cooked in the Roccbox with a nice liberal amount of the magic paste. So we've liberally put on the magic paste. We're just gonna slide it in the middle now. Take out the skewer before you eat it as well. And then the chicken, magic paste, and the flatbread cooked in the Roccbox is ready to go. Yes.
One take wonder.
One take, woof, getting better at this. Just have another little stop and scrape down the blender.